Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Europe Days 2020 conference. Thank you for attending. My name is Gili. My journey into Europe started about, I would say, 16 years ago. I was roaming the streets of New York in between business meetings, desperately looking for a good espresso, which I obviously did not find. So while searching, I remembered my last vacation to Italy, which was about 2 weeks before that, where I could get great espresso at any corner. So I kept this insight, and it added up to a few insights I already had about doing business in the US, such as conference calls that start at midnight, people telling me, let's do lunch. I have no idea what that means till today. And I said to myself that the next startup that I'm starting will be focused on Europe, which is what I did. And since then, I've been doing investments. I have business partners in Europe. I'm doing investments. We're working with corporates, and I've never looked back. Now, about 7 years ago, I was sitting with Axel Menneking, head of Huprom. Huprom is the early investments vehicle of Deutsche Telekom. And we were, I would say, we were very disappointed. We saw a ton of amazing startups, and most of them were not fitting to Europe. And we sat with each and every one of them and explained, and this was really a lot of work, and we were looking for a way to scale this explanation and sharing with startups how to succeed in Europe. And this is how Europe Days was born, as a physical conference 6 years ago. Now this year is very special, especially for Europe, because in the past years, Europe has been under tremendous commercial pressure from China and the US, breathing down its throat, so to speak, in many aspects. Come COVID, and we've been seeing a huge push for digitization, and this coupled with disruption in tons of areas, such as logistics, such as education, such as e-health, all in all accumulating to black swan situation. And black swan for us entrepreneurs means only one thing: huge opportunity. And so I would say that the demand side is there, and all these companies not only are investing huge amounts of money at company level, at the European level, at state level, but there's also a great demand for innovation that you guys, you the entrepreneurs, you're the ones who can supply. So there's a huge opportunity of making 1 + 1 = 3. So on the conference side, okay, the opportunity is there, but we cannot meet. And we were sitting around in July and thinking to ourselves, well, how do we bridge it? How do we make business happen between the ecosystems while we're locked up more or less in Israel? You guys are locked up more or less in Europe. And how do we make it happen? To this, I would add my personal opinion of virtual conferences, which is not high, to say the least. So what we did is we said, as entrepreneurs, business should continue and must continue. So let's build something that bridges and enables business to happen regardless the situation. And this is exactly what we did with reinventing a conference that is adapted to virtual, which means no long boring talks, no webinars. Everything includes you, the participants, a lot of interaction, a lot of talks, a lot of networking. We use 2 platforms for this, Hopin and B2Match, to make sure that all the opportunities are covered. And basically we came up with a solution that enables you 6 ways to interact with each other, should you, of course, participate and take part in everything. So, how to make the most out of this day? Read the text, look at the tutorial videos if you need, talk to support if you need, and explore. Explore the networking. You see on the left side, there's one-on-one networking. Join the sessions in an interactive way. Joining meaning participate. Open your mic, open your camera, take part in these conversations. And you can already join me now on stage and write something to me on the chat. So like anything like good morning and where are you from would be gratefully appreciated. So I know that I'm not talking to myself or have talked you to sleep. And at noon, we have Chef Hans from Food Boom in Hamburg, who will teach you how to cook a real Wiener Schnitzel. And this is also our lunch break. And at 2 o'clock, I ask you all to grab a beer and join us on stage for a toast with Katrina from the Barlow Brewery. And good morning, Mickey. Good morning, Thomas from Zurich. So before we move on, I would like to say huge thanks to everyone who helped. Thank you to our sponsors who are behind us with this virtual idea. Thank you to the wonderful team, including Jana and Lee and Lionel and Shira and Nitzan and Rei. Great, great work. And last but not least, our speakers. We have 58 speakers, 55 of them are from Europe. All of them have given a lot of time and effort to take part and join us today. So this is greatly appreciated. Now, I didn't mention it before, but this conference is, and by the way, can I see the first slide, Lionel? A little input. We've never done a virtual conference, but my way to entrepreneurship is what Pippi Longstocking has said long before. She has never tried it before, so she's certain she will be able to make it right. So this is all the advice I can give you on the entrepreneurship side. Just do it, try it, eventually you will succeed. So without long and behold, I'd like to call our first partner, Thomas. Can you join me on stage, please? And Thomas is the managing director of Impact Hub, based in Zurich. Impact Hub is also running Kickstart, so we will learn about it during the day. And Thomas, this picture, thank you for joining. This picture, can you give us a few words? What are we seeing?
Yeah, sure. So good morning, everybody. Guten Morgen, Boker Tov. So this is one of our 3 locations that we're running as Impact Hub in Zurich. It's called Kraftwerk. And basically, I'm sitting in a pimped out shipping container that we have stacked on top of each other. We have 3 rows of containers. Yeah, thanks for sharing the picture. And this is where a lot of entrepreneurial stuff is happening in Zurich, because we also run a restaurant and a coffee, so you can have excellent espresso and you can meet people. So I think that's one of your most favorite places in Zurich, Gili. And I'm really grateful for being here and also sharing with you also the entrepreneurial vibe in Zurich, and to share with you that there is an ecosystem, even though we're virtual. But hey, I have a 4K camera and I'm hooked up to the 5G network, so everything is good and we're gonna make it happen. And as Pippi Longstocking says, thanks, Gili.
Thank you, Thomas. Stay with us, please. Burkhard, can you please join us?
Hello.
Hi, good morning, Burkhard.
Good morning.
Burkhard visits the Berlin partner team, and they are Berlin. So people on the ground, anything you need in Berlin, they're there for you. Now, Burkhard, a little quiz for the morning. Why these little people on the traffic lights of the pedestrians in Berlin?
This is a very good question. I guess we Germans are very formal, and we would like to obey. And so the traffic lights are an important thing for us. And I remember that a very small child was standing beside me, and there was a red traffic light, and I jumped on and moved, and she said, "Hey, you can go on. I will wait." So we are honestly appreciated to that, and yeah, so things are working pretty out well here in Berlin because we have that rules and follow the rules.
Great, thank you, Burkhard. And we'll hear from Burkhard later, and you're welcome to visit the Berlin partner booth as well at the expo area throughout the day. Gil, can you please join us?
Very happy to do so. Very warm welcome and good morning from my side.
Good morning, Gil. Tell me that there's this picture here from Köln. In the middle, there's this big building, 2 towers. What are we looking at?
Well, it's the beautiful cathedral. It's called the Dome of Cologne. I think it's one of the most visited sightseeing sites in all over Germany. It's a beautiful picture of the night, closing in on the Deutsche Bridge. I love it.
Thank you, Gil. And Gil is the person in the Köln business department. Köln and Cologne, by the way, are the same. It's just spoken in English and German. Gil is also available throughout the day at the expo booth. And can I have the next slide, please? Now, Daniel from Vienna Business Agency is somewhere held up. So I'll share with you. This is something that is called Demel, which is the imperial baker for the city of Vienna, one of them. And he's imperial because he used to supply the Caesar with pastries. Now, the reason I'm showing it to you, because this is probably one of the best places for schnitzel. You wouldn't expect that at a pastry store. So just a small hint for your next visit to Vienna. Thank you, Gil. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Burkhard. We'll see you later.
See you later.